the Overlambulance.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
It's cold out, guys. Started working on the inside of the ambulance. Doesn't look like we've done anything. Just got a pile of junk, basically. So the method to the madness here is, let me bring you out here. All right. So we went to the hardware store and got a whole bunch. Can you pause that music, Jimmy, on the phone? Can't be getting no freaking, oh, you can't use this video. So we went and got a whole bunch of shiplap, and it was just the pine, right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
And we're just painted it white just to give it a nice antique look. We're not going to do multiple coats. I want to see the wood grain through it and stuff. So that's going to be the walls. And then for the ceiling, we have some cedar planks. So
it can smell like a hamster cage in there.
Smell like a hamster cage. So I forgot to start the video earlier and show what we did. Basically, we just got some decent paint. That's a paint and primer. It's actually an, what was it, an outdoor
Patio and porch paint.
There we go. Right next to his pee bucket. But yeah, that's it. So gonna let that dry. We're gonna go get the back of the ambulance organized and get it ready to start installing all this stuff. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right. Well, what we decided to do is to go ahead and do the cedar on the ceiling first. So we're gonna get into that. Hopefully you'll have a decent view with what we're doing. I'll try to put this somewhere else if not, but let's get to it. I guess I was recording in full time this whole time. I thought it was in time lapse, so I might just have to speed it up for you guys. But that's what we got done. Doesn't look like much, but it's coming out really nice, and it's a lot of work. It's really, you know, individual strips that have to be measured, pre-drilled and everything. So I'm super happy with it. I'm actually a lot happier with it now than it was before. So got this other half, should go faster because I have all the fans and all the intricate cuts are on this side. So fingers crossed that it goes a lot smoother and quicker on the other side. So yeah, thanks for following, guys. Appreciate it. This thing's blinding me up. Boy. Ooh. Ooh. Too much, too much. Well, how do you turn it off? Oh, thank goodness. Oh. What's up, everybody? We are back. We are back for another day of work on the Overlambulance. So we're doing the ceiling still, and we have to cut some holes for lights. And so what we're doing is we're making a pattern. Is that what it's called, a pattern? Basically, we're making the, like a, what are those things called? Stencil. Well, we're making basically something out of this, where you put the screw down, hook some cloth to it, and then you do the length of the hole, and you just do a circle, and it gives you the right size. Who's blowing up my phone? It's too early for this. Well, really, it's like almost 10 because it's too cold to do anything out here. All right, so what he did is he measured it out, whatever half the distance was. It was 7 1/4, so it came out to 3.6 something. So then he put a screw down the center of that. We measured it out, the 3.6, and then he used a pen to create the circle, and then he cut it out, and this is the little pattern he came out with. So now we're gonna put that up where we want our lights to go, trace it out, we'll be able to cut it out pretty, hopefully exactly what it needs to be. So let's get to it. All right, guys. Whew. Got sawdust all everywhere in my shirt. So as you can see from the video, it took me a little bit to get this. We drew it, and then since these pieces were floating, they kind of popped off, so I pulled them off and trimmed them separately. Put some screws here to hold it in, and I just used an 1/8 inch drill bit, and then I used the number 8 flathead screws so that when I put the AC on here, all the stuff will cover that. So for these ones, I'm using the self tappers with the little ring looking things, just because I think they're more aesthetically pleasing. And then these are flush mount so that it won't interfere with anything. But one thing you want to do with this is only like 1/4 inch cedar planking, and it's very, very brittle because it's so thin. So like I tried to do a self tapper right here by itself, and it went in a little crooked. So the next 3 I pre-drilled them, and they went in perfectly straight, looked great, you know. So just anything you're gonna do, as you've seen as I've been installing all this planking, just pre-drill it all. Pre-drill everything, that way there's no cracks, you don't ruin anything. So yeah, let's get back to it. All right, so one thing I'm gonna do is now that I've got all these boards around here, you can see that this one is going over where the AC exhaust is, and this one lined up pretty good, so all the trim is gonna cover it, even though it's about 1/4, maybe a little more than 1/4 inch right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you should be able to. And so it's cut pretty good this way. Like, I think everything's gonna work just fine. Everything can bolt up and clear. So once I put this other one on, I'm gonna have to trim this back, but I also have to do that for both the max fans. Let me show you here. So see how the fan, I went just across instead of doing little cuts and mounting it. So this will be a little tricky cutting this, but it shouldn't be all that bad. And then even if the gap is a little off, it's okay, because there's a little beauty ring to hide all those little imperfections. Oh my goodness. That's what you get for inhaling all that sawdust. So yeah, I hope this is helpful, and I think it's coming out pretty good. So yeah, let's get back to work. here is the finished product of the ceiling. And it smells and looks amazing, in my opinion. So, next, we're gonna do the walls. I'm excited for you guys to see what we're doing. I was really bummed out about what happened with having to change everything, all the work and money I'd put into it. But I'm so stoked of how it's coming out, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. So let's get to it.